Right, I think what I'm going to do today is colour these in ready. I think that'll do me today. So I think I'll just pop in. Tell you what, I'll just start with this bit. So I'll just pop in some water. So I'm just going in my Lighthouse and just covering that bit with a bit of water. Right, that'll do. Now let's say a bit of Bontumber. Can't beat a bit of Bontumber. And I'll just plop that in there like that. Oh, that's nice. There, I'm going to soften this off with my other brush, what's just got water on it. And just bring it. All I'm doing now is just taking the paint and controlling it to where I want it to go. So, I'll pull it all the way under there. And then I'll just add a tad more water in this bit. Bringing it slightly over. Yeah, I think that'll do me. Nice. Right. I don't know what'll happen if I just add a bit. Oh no, let's go for I'm going to add a bit of blue to that. I was going to go for cerulean blue, but changed my mind. I'm going to go for, I think I'll stick a tiny bit of cobalt in there. A bit of cobalt blue. As I often say, it's not that important. Blues, if you've got a different blue to cobalt, ultramarine, whatever, just use it. It's okay. It'll be sound. There, just something like that. And same again, I'm going to use this for the brush. Just tease it all around, look. Get some different colours. Probably end up with sort of, you can end up with sort of just a black colour when you mix these two. That's looking nice, isn't it, there? There's a tiny bit of white speckling there, what I quite like there. I think that's nice. Tell you what, let me dry that brush and just dab up some of them puddles there like that, look. Just help it dry quicker. There we are. Oh, actually, there's some orange in that bottom bit on the other one, and it looks quite nice. So I'll stick a tiny tad of orange in. It does just look quite nice on this one. So if I stick it in there like that, oh, that's nice. And in there, and that'll be them three colours will all blend together in places and give me a sort of muddy colour. What I do like. I'm one of the only artists that likes mixing mud. I like it. I think when you mix mud, well, everybody says don't mix mud, don't mix mud. When you mix mud, you quite often get realistic colours because you get a lot in real nature. I think you do get a lot of mud colours. Right, I'm going to just dry my brush and just take that water out there. Look, can you see that water? I don't need that water there. There. I'm quite happy with that. Just blend that across a bit. I don't want to piddle too much, so I don't want to damage my paper. There. Oh, quite like that. I think that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I'm well happy with that. Right. I'm going to get a smaller brush now. There's this little piece in here, this little tiny bit in there. So I'm going to do the same thing. Get some water on that and just bring it all the way across like that. I want to leave them bits above and below it are going to be staying white. Right, some more Bontumber. Stick that in from that side. Let it bleed across. If there's too much, take a bit of water out. I've just dabbed that on my tea towel and took a bit of water and paint out. I'm going to just tease it across. There's a tiny bit all the way across at that. Right, let's pop on my brush. Tiny bit of that cobalt blue. I forgot what it was called then for a second. There. So it's lighter on this side. It looks like sun's coming in that way. Right, same on this very top bit now. Oh no, sorry, I've dipped my brush into me Bontum. Right, wet it yet. I need to wet it first. There. That's sound. That should do it. Right, then me Bontum in. That's it. Just dab my brush. Take some of that paint out. Look, it's quite thick. Take it right to the front. But it's thinner on the front than at the back. So I'm going to dab in a tiny bit more on back. There, that's nice. And then some more of that blue and all. Tiny dab of that blue and all. Probably more in that bottom corner there. There, I like that. That's nice. I'll tell you what I'll do. Get a mixture of the two. The blue and the brown. And just pop that little spike on there. Look. Oh yeah, I'm happy with that. Nice. Right, now then, let's pop in let's put some tiles on that roof. So I'll wash my brush. Alright, I'll put some water in my roof. So I'm going to pop some tiles on here now. I'm not really bothered if my orange bleeds into there. Not bothered at all. That's the fact. Really not bothered. I think I'd quite like it. Right, so I think I'll have some orange on this side. Like that. And then I think I'm going to mix in some yellow ochre and all. Just making a watered down yellow ochre. Mix some yellow ochre in and all. I'll blend it too. That's nice. And then maybe there's a bit more orange again in there. There. I think I'm going to put a bit more in because I think that's going to dry a little bit a little bit lighter than what I want. You've got to remember, watercolour paint dries a lot lighter than what it looks now. Right, I need to dab my brush, get the water off it, and just get these puddles up here. That could end up with some massive cauliflowers. There, that's alright. I wouldn't have minded if that had bled in there, but it hadn't, so I think shall I just leave it, or shall I even encourage it to blend in a bit? Let's encourage it a bit. So I don't mind if it looks like it's sort of joined into that building. There. That'll do. I'm quite happy at that. Right, now then. So, you know what? I want this to appear white. It's more gone totally brown, so I'm going to have a little dab. Try and get it back slightly more white. It's gone more. That's gone a little bit more brown than I wanted it, but not to worry. My arse is going to be white. Right, so I think what I'm going to do with my arse, get some of this yellow ochre in down here, I think. Shall I leave a bit of white around them windows? Yeah, let's leave a bit of white around them windows. I'll have to shade it in a bit because this is going to be in shadow. This here, this is all pure white. Oh, mustn't forget that bit there. There. So the fronts of these chimneys, they're pure white, where the sun's hitting it. Right, so that is about sort of sorted, I think. And now I'm going to have some yellow and green colours in the bottom area. So I think what I'll do is I'll just plop a bit of that in there, so the colours mix. That'll help me. There we are. And then I can just water that. Blend that in with some water. Something like that. That'll do. Let's leave that dripping. That looks quite nice. Right, so that's that. I want some light blue in there. I can pop that in. So that's going to be cerulean blue. I'm going to start on this side. I think that's enough paint. Change to just water and blend across. I think that's okay. Just dry my brush, and there's a lot of water in there, so I'll just dab some of the water out. And I think that's like nice. I can put some dark greens up against that white to make that white show out. I wished I'd left some white. This Lighthouse is supposed to be white. I wish I'd left a bit more white in there. I wonder if I can get some Chinese white. See if this will work. I wished I'd left a bit more white in, but let's just try this. I don't think this will work very good, but if it works a little bit, it's better than not. Just to get that paper a bit more white in that area. There we are, a bit of Chinese white in there. I'll tell you what, let's stick in, because it's more of a thicker paint, and just get some. Let's pop in towards the edge a bit of designer's white gouache. That'll give me a bit of white back. There. See, if these things go wrong, you can do things to put them right. This is cartridge paper where I'm working on, right? If you're on watercolour paper, this would be even easier. You could just rub that a little bit with some just water, and that'll go back white on its own. So that'd be an easy fix if you're on proper watercolour paper. I literally can't afford it. I can't afford watercolour paper. If everyone watches my videos and I get paid at some point, I might be able to use proper watercolour paper. But at this minute, you know, is that white enough? And pop a little bit neating at my tube. A little bit of neat. Oh, there, I've got a big blob on there. Said a little bit, I've got a massive blob on there. Well, I don't need that much. But it's on there now. Yeah, that'll do. That's a bit much. I'll take some of that back out. We'll be here all day at this rate. I'll take some back out. There, let me dry this brush. See if I can take some fat. Let me just have a look. See if I can dab a bit out. I've gone too carried away now. Let's do that. Yeah. That don't look bad. And then go back in with just some water and just blend a bit. Yeah, I just wanted that. In fact, you know, no, I'll leave that. I think that'll be sound when it dries. Right, tell you what I will do. I'll a smaller brush, I think. Let's have a look at some of these houses over here. Get some more of that yellow ochre. I want me yellow ochre. Yellow ochre, I like to call it yellow ochre. There, into there. Wash my brush, I think there's plenty of paint on that, and then just use that paint to come across the whole thing, like that. Yeah, I'm going to keep these white as well, so if they're going to be white, that's going to be dark. You know what, I'm going to have a dry. Let's dry everything. Dry enough. Right, so I sort of really need a sort of grubby shadowish colour. Let's mix up a grubby shadowish colour. I'll do for this, a purplish colour. So a bit of red, bit of blue. If you've got a bit of dirt in the bottom of your palette, oh god, I've got a bit of red and blue. Any red will do, any blue will do what you've got in your palette. I've got a bit of purplish colour already mixed up in here, so God knows what red and blue I did it with, but it's given me a brilliant looking colour. Red and blue. I'm going to do it on here. Oh, that's lovely. Red and blue with a bit of tiny bit of Payne's grey, something like that, or with me I've used some just muck out bottom of my palette there. Oh, I love that. And then I've gone over that white window there because it's in shade, so you won't particularly see the... Well, the white of the window would be a grubby colour like that because it's in shade. Right, let's get some more of that. Right, so... I'm probably going to need a smaller brush. I'll come in here. I'm just going to go over the roof again to give that grubby colour so it looks like it's sort of a bit more in shade. And then into there. Look, down that front bit there. Down that front bit there. And then... I need a tiny little brush really. I did have one handy. There it is. And then... I'm sure not too much paint on my brush. These tiny little bits on front of here. They'd be in shade as well. Let me just bring that into that. Oh, that's perfect. Lovely. There. So that, again, looks like my sun's coming in and hitting that way. Right, so that's that. I'll tell you what I could do with now. These white bits here, on here. Towards that back end, look, on all three of these. That's going to be in shade. So I'll put a tiny bit in. Now I've got pure neat water, just blend it across a bit and then leaving pure white on that edge. So that's that. Right, let's have a look. Let's get now a bit of Payne's grey, I think. A bit of Payne's grey. Mix a bit of Bontumber in with it so it's not too black. That's what I like to do. So a bit of Payne's grey and some Bontumber. Quite a thick paint. And I'm going to pop in these windows. One there, one there, one there, one there. I'll bring them across a little bit like that. I'm going to have to do that in there, but that's wet. So, really, I need to dry on. So I can do them in there. They dry, yeah. These in here, look. I can do them because they're dry. The big one here. Looks a bit not very straight. Still looks a bit not very straight. If I keep going, I'll end up with a window all the way around thing. That's not perfectly straight. But a good tip for you there, I could go again and try and straighten it up, but for some reason it must have been the way my brush was bending her out. Don't worry about it, because if you do, you'll end up with your window going all the way around the side of that building. So, alright, so let me dry this. I'm laughing. I think I'm gonna have to go. I think Doofus has lost his car keys, so I think I'm gonna have to go and take my van out and go and fetch him. He's gone out. I've just had a text come through. I think he's lost his car keys. I'll just pop them in there. I'm gonna have to go. Well, like that. I might put a bit of colour in that door tomorrow. I'm going to have to go. I was going to put a little fence and that around here and tiny little details in, but I'm going to have to go. It looks like Doofus's dad has lost his car keys. I think I'm going to have to go and take him some spares down to somewhere. Right. I'll see you on beach. In it.